Hello, everyone. Woo! It is Christmas in July. I should have done something fun, like had like bells or something like hanging from my head or something like that. But once a year, I hold this special event to really celebrate, the year that we've had and allow people to really take an opportunity to learn some really awesome things that are going to bring their business to the next level. And so we have Christmas in July. I never have the same bundle ever again. Never reappears, and the only time you will see it is July. So this is the only time that you're going to see Christmas in July, and this is the only time you'll see this bundle. It will never be offered again. And so we're going to be taking a look because actually Beth has gone through a lot of these different courses that I am including. And then you're also going to see a little bit more about impact, our last impact that we had and our current impact that we have coming up July 15th to the 15th to the 17th to the 20th. Okay, I
15th,
can't get my dates right in my head right now.
July 15th to the 17th.
Thank you. July 15th to the 17th. So many dates. Crazy. And you're going to get to find out how those are also included in here in the replays. So stay tuned. We're gonna kind of go through each of the different ones and talk about them and what's the value, what can you learn from each of these different things. So Beth is joining me today. Welcome, Beth.
Hi, thanks for having me. Super
So
fun.
this is
I'm
a
excited to talk about every course today. It'll be fun.
Yes, it will be fun. It's so exciting. And I'm going to share the screen so everybody can see it, including us. But we have all of these are all of the things that are included in this incredible um, one-time event. And it starts today. It'll go until next Friday, but you get 10 trainings valued at $6,770. 97% off when I figured it out. 97% off at just 197. And
Wow.
so we've got the different impact conferences. So we have the upcoming impact conference replays that are inside of this. We have the impact conference replays from the last impact that are included inside of this. And there were some such incredible speakers like Karen Tui Boys. Oh my gosh.
Fantastic.
I still can't get her out of my mind. She was so fantastic, but you're going to hear other tutors experience as they went through that. And I will also be revealing more about this year's impact conference as well. But one of the items that we're including is highly successive. Oh my gosh, I can't speak today. Highly successful tutor habits. And you had the opportunity to go through this one as well, Beth. And, here we talked about goal setting, time management, building relationships, and learning faster. Like these are four things that I find a lot of tutors struggle with. How about you?
Oh my goodness. I could be if you looked up time management in the dictionary. No, I'm kidding. But no, I have struggled with all of these at different times in my business though, and this course really brings it all together and really shows you how to. It really gives you a lot of practical information and really good practical action steps about how to put these things into place and get your business working for you, rather than you just constantly trying to work on your business and all of that. So it's awesome.
Yeah, very strategic and puts things into perspective for you so that you can have success. I love yeah, and I included this as like the very first program because you know what? When you're getting 10 programs, it feels like you can't learn fast enough. So how can you learn faster? Those strategies are really going to be helpful for you because as we a lot of times we think like once we graduate from, college, the learning kind of stops. But what happens is we transition. We transition into now we get to choose what we want to learn, right? And when we start our own business, there are so many things that we need to learn. But how can you do that in the most effective way? You're going to learn that inside of highly successful tutor habits. And then the next
Yeah.
program you have is, yeah, go ahead, Beth.
Sorry. It's modeling that lifelong learning and being a lifelong learner and constantly learning things not only for your business but for yourself as well. It's not only good for you, it's awesome for ourselves as the tutor and as a person in general, but it's
Mhm.
awesome modeling for our students. I really deeply believe that we need to be that kind of role model as a lifelong learner for our students, no matter what
Absolutely.
age they are. So yeah, that's another
Yeah, and then
aspect.
when we encounter struggles, we can connect with them in that way. Be like, oh my gosh, so I was learning about, something the other day, and I was experiencing some of the similar things that you're experiencing as well. And and for them to hear that you're still learning is absolutely huge and valuable for them to see that, hey, learning just doesn't happen when I'm in school. Learning continues to happen throughout the rest of my life. And really,
Absolutely.
that's what school is preparing them for, right? Is to be able to learn how to learn for the rest of their life. The next one, and so some of these things, not only will you be able to apply them to you, but you'll be able to apply them to your students and share with them these different strategies for learning faster as well. So it make you a more valuable tutor. I think this is the one that a lot of from values to profit. I feel like this is the program that is so valuable because it's something that we skip. We don't really think about the values that we have, the values that we would like to run our business by, and the important decisions that we need to make. We It's almost like it gives us this like this temperature gauge, right? Like, should I do
Mm.
this? So many tutors inside of the ultimate support group, they ask the question like, should I do this or shouldn't I do this? How should I respond to this? How should I do this? Well, when you have your values in place, it makes it easier for you to know, is this the right thing for me to do right now, or should I approach this a different way based off of the values that I have? And when you can identify what your values are, it makes the decision making a whole lot easier. What do you think, Beth?
Absolutely. Yeah, and it was interesting because before going into this course, I have values for myself that I try to live by. But you know, I never really thought about, and I have business ethics in general that I try to live by. But I never really thought about specifically, okay, what are the values and kind of the mission and the specific core values that I want my business to adhere to.
Mhm.
And it really gives your business direction, and it really, like you said, helps you make those day-to-day decisions of okay, how do I handle this with this parent, or how do I you know make this decision of where to put my focus. So it's
Mhm.
awesome. I really really enjoyed this one, absolutely.
And I think we've just recently got to see some companies that really put their values at the forefront, regardless of even if they wouldn't profit because of it. And they may have
Definitely.
profited more in other places, but I mean, we saw so many companies as soon as, Russia started, bombing Ukraine. We started seeing a lot of US companies that were pulling out of Russia. And that could not have been an easy decision for a lot of those different companies, right? You don't just like pull out of a place where you've got 5,000, chains in that country, right? That's a really difficult decision to make. But based on their values, it was probably a no-brainer for them. Like, look, something is going on and I need to do my part in order to if in any way we can impact some kind of decision here, um I want to be able to be a part of that. So sometimes um and who knows, because they did that, because they did those values, right? They're getting actually free media coverage. And I know that they say like no media is bad media, right? And in this case, this kind of media isn't bad media, right? It is getting in front of other people and eyeballs. Were they doing it to profit? No. Could they have profited more because of that decision and because they were getting in the media for their decision? Possibly, right? And so you are going to experience some difficult decisions inside of your business, and this is definitely going to help you um, navigate those tricky spots in your business. We have the filling your day homeschool students. Now, I don't know about you guys, but there are so many people that are working evenings because they're a tutor, right? The kids are done with school, you start working with them, and unless you've started playing with the time zones, it becomes really tricky to navigate your schedule. Maybe you've got a family, maybe you've got other things you want to do in the evening as well, and you don't want every single evening to be taken up with tutoring, right? Well, getting homeschool students is definitely a way to do that. But here's a tricky thing. A lot of people will say they'll say things like, oh, homeschool parents don't want to hire tutors because they think they can do it themselves. Yes, to a point, they're taking their child out so that they can be more in charge of their education, but they also are willing to say, I'm struggling with helping them in this area, and reach out for help. I just got a brand new homeschool student this past week, and so that's, he's going to stay with me for a little while, right? And that's going to
Yeah.
continue on and on and on. So it's not like they just come in for summer and they leave, right? Those are like your year long students. They'll stay with you for a really long time. The parents aren't looking for that, that quick solution. And in some cases, depending on the
Mhm.
type of homeschooling parent they are, they may not have the same time crunch that someone in the school system has. They might be
Right.
more lenient, like, "Hey, if this takes 2 years, that's fine. I'm not gonna worry about that piece of it so much. I just wanna get them the help that they need."
Yeah, and also, um, with the homeschoolers, they um, will, they want the freedom that you mentioned over the education, but I think honestly that can be a fantastic thing for tutors if we learn how to work with homeschoolers, because they, as the homeschooling parent, and us as the individual tutor, they get to choose us. And so they still have that agency over their child's education, which is what they wanted, a lot of them, from the beginning. And so it's not like they're handing over the reins to some big, corporation or anything else. Um,
Mhm.
and and what I found so fascinating about this course was learning about all the different types of homeschoolers. Oh, one of the main things that I found so fascinating, um,
Yeah.
because I knew about a few of them. I did homeschool for a little while as a child, and so I knew about a few, different types of homeschoolers from being in that world, but I didn't know about the scope of it. So it was really, really helpful to be able to learn
Right.
the different types, and what is important to them, because that is so crucial to know. You can't just market to homeschoolers and expect to speak to them. So yeah, so
Right,
yeah.
right, because we tend to, like, in the beginning, I just put all homeschoolers in one bucket. But there are so many differences between the different homeschooling philosophies. Like, there's a lot of people that think, "Oh, they must be homeschooling because of religious reasons." Well, that's one, right? But that's not all, right? And some people may be homeschooling because they have some kind of maybe another child in the family has some kind of a disability, right? And they want all of their kids to be home to do homeschooling. Or maybe they have a learning disability where they don't feel like the needs are being met, right? Those are some whys. But then there's also philosophies that go along with it. There's like the Charlotte Mason philosophy, which is book driven. We've got, oh my gosh, there's so many of them. But we just stick to the top six of them. We've got traditional homeschooling that looks like the homeschooling you would expect, with all the stuff. Maybe they even have like a little schoolroom built inside of their home where they all go and do school. And then we've got the unschooling group of people. That doesn't mean that they're not being schooled at all, but the child has a lot of say into what it is that they are learning. And so I have actually found a lot of unschoolers who do hire me for my services because their child never showed interest in reading before. And so they were waiting until their child showed interest in reading before they taught them how to read. And then they realized, wait, they're really behind and I don't really know how to do this. And then they seek me out. There's so many cool things. And then once you know who these homeschooling, you know a little bit more about these homeschooling philosophies, you have that opportunity to find your ideal homeschooler. And I think this is so huge and critical when it comes to having your own online tutoring business, because it gives you a little bit more freedom. Again, just to know where to reach out to them, how to reach out to them, how to understand them in a different way. So many people in our world are so judgmental towards homeschoolers, and they need to be given like they need to be given kudos. They're doing something amazing for their kids, and they are doing it out of a selfless love for their family.
Hmm.
And it is the biggest gift that they can give them.
Absolutely. Yeah, and you bring up an important point, finding your ideal homeschooler, because just like we're not the right fit for any other type of, I mean, for every child in any other type of situation, we're not going to be the right fit for every type of homeschooler. So I think I might have said high schooler before, but homeschooler. But it's, you might find one type that's really meshes with what you have going. So it's awesome.
Hmm.
It's such a great course. I really love that one. So
We
yeah.
just finished this one. This is the Manifest Your Dream Life and Business. And I think that, we need to be given the opportunity as a business owner to dream big, right? And sometimes we don't give ourselves permission based off of past experiences, right? We kind of, um, sometimes we'll kind of just start accepting what's coming towards us versus really visualizing and thinking about what do we want our business to look like? What do we want our dream life to look like? What can we do so that we can attract that into our life? And so here it's really thinking about, okay, if you were to have any life whatsoever, do whatever you want to be able to do, what would you be able to do? Who would you be? What would you do? You figure all of that out, right? And then you figure out what is your why so that you can stay motivated to want to actually create that for yourselves. And as I was going through this, I got clarity on my goals, and I was able to communicate that clarity to everyone in my household as well, so everyone knows what Joanne will be doing in 3 years. I bet Beth knows what I'm going to be doing in 3 years. Beth, what will I be doing in 3 years?
Yeah. I had an idea before, but I just learned very clearly this morning you'll be a snowbird in 3 years.
3
So
years, that's the date. I've got my SMART goal set for it. There
I know
is a
where.
date that is set. So it'll be
That's
in 3.5 years. I will be purchasing my home in Cape Coral, Florida, and will be living on the canal 6 months out of the year so that I can have some decent weather. Because I gotta tell you, here in Wisconsin, it is pretty darn cold. So,
And I bet
but
you already have your ideal home in mind as well, don't you?
oh yeah, it's saved on
Yep.
here.
I knew it. That's awesome.
Yeah. I was gonna say
Yeah.
I'll show it to you. I don't think that you can't see it though until my phone. Um, oh,
No,
you know what I gotta do? I gotta shut my phone off and then I'll show it to you. It's on my screensaver. So
very
I have
cool.
saved it on my screensaver so that I know what my ideal home looks like and what I want to be able to purchase. So those things are fun. They're fun to do, and a lot of times we don't take the time to do them. And then all of a sudden, do you know what happens? The things that you need to make happen, like if I want to be able to save enough money, right, to be able to afford that, I don't come up with those plans if I don't set what those goals are, right? I can't save for what I don't know exists. And so if I can come up with a clear plan on how to do that, amazing things are going to happen. So I teach you exactly how to do that, how to chunk down your big dreams into small steps, how to visualize and feel into it. This isn't just the magic of I hope or I wish one day. This is really like doing some actual deep dive exercises that are going to bring you closer to manifesting what you want to manifest, and beginning to live that life, that dream life that you want to live right now.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
It's,
We've got a user in our Facebook group right now. She's from
yeah,
Montana and works with struggling readers. I love struggling
yeah.
readers. They're my favorite
Catherine,
people.
her name. Yeah, Catherine.
Catherine.
And yeah, I was just typing to her that that she's in good company because yeah, you work with struggling readers and
I
you
do.
love it, so it's
I do.
awesome, so fun.
It is so much fun. And then we've got social proof strategies. Social proof, you guys, is so powerful. And yes, like a lot of tutors will get testimonials, but even with testimonials, I see tutors doing like there's a lot of wrong steps with the testimonials that they get, which actually downplays the social proof piece, right? We're scared to put the parent's name and where they're from or any identifying information um, and and that's just one strategy. You're going to learn about what are some other social proof strategies that you can utilize so that people want to hire you, because social proof is a huge uh, thing that gets people buying. Like, think about this. You see two restaurants, right? One has a line out the door going around the building. The other restaurant is completely empty, looks like a ghost town. Which one do you think has the better food? Now, you may be like, there is no way I am waiting in that line. That's fine. But what are your thoughts about both of those restaurants? Like, as you leave that, whether you decide to get in line and join everybody else or you leave, what's in your mind? Your mind is, hey, at some point, I got to check out that restaurant because there was a line all the way around the corner of that place. I have got to check that out. You're going to put it on your list to visit if you don't visit it that day. Am I right, Beth?
Absolutely. You start to think, okay, they must have something good going on there if that many people are willing to wait in that long line. So
Uh-huh. And you can
so
I know people who will even like stop people in line and be like, "Hey, what's all this fuss about?" Right? Like, why is everybody here?
yep,
Now you're getting
that's me.
testimonials from people who love it, right? I've done it too. Like, we've been like in a city that I don't know of, and you go to work, you see like people lined up outside of a restaurant and be like, "Hey, like it looks like this is a really good restaurant, what keeps bringing you back, or have you been here before?" Any of that kind of stuff, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, it's this or it's that," or they can pinpoint it for you so that you definitely want to take advantage of it. Great. Somebody asked me, what is social proof? So, social proof is other people, their metrics that will help people believe that you are the top person to work with. So, if you take a look at my YouTube channel that has 6,500, subscribers, and you look at somebody else's YouTube channel and they have 52 subscribers, which one leaves a better thought in your head of, oh, this person knows what they're talking about versus, oh, okay, maybe they're just getting started? I'm not sure, right? That would be just one example or one metric of social proof. So it's anything that you think about that makes people want to move with it. It could be numbers, right? It could be how many students that you have worked with. I've seen some people use like different social proof numbers and so on their website. Like, I have had over 1,500 classes, even if they worked for another company. Like, I've worked 1,500 classes inside of Wyzant or different things like that. So I've worked this many student hours with kids, or I have worked with so many students. Like, I've worked with 267 students, right? That is a specific number, but that stands out. Like, it's like I have helped 267 kids that were struggling with reading become better readers, right? Or I've helped hundreds. I could use that instead of an exact number. But social proof is huge when it comes to people wanting to move forward with you. So when I tell people that I have over 20,000 followers, when I like approach podcasts and stuff, they're like, oh, she's kind of a big deal, right? They're not thinking, oh, she's not going to share any of her, content with other people. Um, and so those kinds of things, that social proof of numbers, followers, it really helps. Let's say I write a blog post and the blog post ends up getting, 60 likes. Well, that's going to show up in other people's minds of, oh, wow, this is like a really popular blog post, right? This is a popular website. This is, this tutor really knows what she's doing. Those are social proof. All right. And we've got our storytelling workshop. All right.
This
Now I got to tell you, yeah, you start, Beth. I'm going to let you start.
oh oh sorry. Okay. Um oh, it was fun for me to, be kind of on both sides of this one, but also um so it was really interesting during this course to kind of look at how real companies tell their not real companies, like big, big name brand companies that we would all know and recognize, Amazon, Chipotle, that kind of thing, um tell their stories, and the different types of stories that we can tell in our marketing. That was really, really helpful for me, because I always think, okay, I have one story, it's my life, and I can tell that on my website, in my about me, that kind of thing. And that's great, like that's fine. You want to have an about me, but I didn't realize just how many different ways you can tell your story and how many different uses for storytelling that there really were. So that was really, really, really helpful.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And I
and
think too, as we go through it with a storytelling workshop, you actually are writing your story. And then you highlight all the areas that your ideal client also has as part of their story. And now you slim it down, because a lot of times it's really hard to slim down our story. We're like, oh, but I really like all these parts, right? Like I can't skip that part, I can't skip that part. But if we stick to the parts that really do connect with our ideal client, it leaves them with a feeling. And people buy based off of how you make them feel. They do not buy based off of logic. They use logic to tell other people why they buy. But if your story directly connects with them and what they're going through right now, they are definitely going to want to work with you because of that. And that's huge. Then we have community influencer. All right, so community influencer, this is like Facebook groups, right? So this is going to like really help you guys crush that no like trust factor, because it's really hard for some people to start an email list, but it's really simple to start a Facebook group. And Facebook groups can be a huge source of being able to connect with people in a different way. Take a look at one of the problems that they are having, and um, create a course based off of that. And that is going to be absolutely absolutely huge. You'll be able to find out, okay, what are they struggling with? What are they looking for solutions to? Is this something that can really um help me? And as you grow your audience, I know for me, once started growing my audience, I wasn't able to work with as many one-on-one people anymore. Right. And so now I could start doing groups and working with groups versus always having to do one-on-one. And I think this is another way to really bring it on up. And the last one we're going to talk about before we go on to impact is increasing your confidence, because you know what? We all have imposter syndrome. At some point, at some time, it creeps into all of us. When I first got started, I was like, honestly, I have no idea if I'm going to be able to do a great job with teaching reading online. I had no idea. And so then I started collecting the data. I started using all the information that I had learned over the years, strategies that I had taught other teachers to use based off the trainings that I had been to. I used all the trainings that I had been to really solidify my online teaching strategies. And then I was able to find out, okay, based off of this and looking at the results, wow, I'm able to close the gap faster than I was ever able to do before. But what are some other things that we can do to, yes, seeing those results can increase my confidence in what I'm doing. But what if I have low confidence? How does that affect my business? Right? If I have low confidence, is it going to be easy for me to tell people what I charge? Is it going to be easy for me to have conversations with people where I'm listening versus just kind of um talking about me? Those things are all really hard to do. Is it going to be easy for me to create those videos? No. Like, our confidence is everything. Is it going to be easy for me to put my picture on my flyer? Oh, heck no. So, increasing your confidence is going to bring you to a whole nother level so that you can have the business that you want. And yes, over time, your confidence will naturally increase with your business. But if you do have a lower self esteem and you do have lower confidence, it's going to affect you in the long run if something doesn't change. And so that's this whole course is meant to really help build people up and get rid of some of the baggage that they may have so that they can be the people that they were meant to be. And you guys, now we have some awesome people that are joining us. You may have seen it all grow. And you guys, we're offering something that has never been offered before. And that is our videos to our Impact conference, the last one that we had in January. And we have some tutors here that actually were a part of that Impact conference. They either spoke or they were a participant and were able to get value from the event. And they're going to be sharing what their experience was like. So, and then after that, you know what? I'm going to share with you our next Impact conference and all of the great speakers that we have that are going to be speaking. So you get to see who's going to be speaking, what are they going to be talking about, and how can this year's Impact conference impact you even more inside of your business. So, yay, so glad you guys are here. Thanks, you guys, for joining us. We've got Natalie Morales, Suzanne Davis, and Elaine Lingard. Natalie, tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Hi, everyone. I'm Natalie Morales, as Joanne said, and I am from Trinidad and Tobago. I am a reading tutor and I tutor kids as well as as well as adult learners.
Woo-hoo, so glad you are here. And you attended our last Impact conference.
I
What was that
certainly did.
experience like for you?
Joanne, as everyone knows by now, like everyone who's used to Joanne Kaminsky, they know that I have binge watched you. And attending the Impact conference was so excellent. And it's as if birds of a feather really flock together because you are one to give value, and every single speaker gave value as well. Like, let's say, for example, Sean McConway.
Mm-hmm.
He spoke about executive functioning and so on. And I went onto his website, and when you talk about value, you get a lot of value. And I was about to say value for money, but the Impact conference was free, right?
Right,
So
right.
if you're paying, yeah. And I remember him giving us something like scale. It was an acronym. It is an acronym. Like schedule your work. Like choose and so on. The H, attain more clients, learning to let go. And something that I learned from him in particular was just him saying that we can fire our bad clients. And a bad client is not necessarily a bad paying client, but simply, as you would say as well, that we're just not a fit. So those are some of the things that I've learned, and as well as so much from Elizabeth Henson. I'm still a part of her community, building community and also telling us what we can do. I had this burning question. I want to close down this group. I want to start another Facebook group, but what should I do? And it was simple. She said, just put a note, put a note in the group. I'm changing over the name or moving across. And if you want to come on as well, you can simply come into this group. And so yes, value.
That's awesome. Yeah, there are some phenomenal speakers. And, I don't offer the replays anywhere else. You can't find them anywhere else. It's only going to be part of this package. So, how awesome that people will get to, if they didn't get to see it the first time, or maybe they only saw a couple of those speakers, you're going to get access to all of them through this. So, awesome, awesome. We had Suzanne. Suzanne was actually one of our speakers at the last Impact conference, and she attended the conference as well. Hello, Suzanne.
Hello, everybody. Hi. So thank you for having me on
Yeah.
because I loved the whole Impact experience the last time. For anybody who doesn't know me, I'm an academic writing tutor, and I'm a blogging coach here at Online Tutor Coach. And one of the things that I appreciated about Impact the last time was just all of the surprising presentations that I didn't realize would relate to tutoring, but I could take different pieces from, like color psychology and Esme with Instagram and all of these things that I hadn't thought of before. I could see how they would fit in with my tutoring business and really learn from that. A lot of times I sign up for a conference thinking it's just going to be focused on one thing. But I liked just the breadth of presentations and how enriching it was.
Yeah, a lot of variety, a lot of different touch points for people to kind of think about, right? And you may take one thing from each speaker, but if you do that, that's like over 20 things that you're going to be really taking with you as you move on. And people do have the opportunity to for the next one to attend live absolutely free. They just have to sign on up. And Beth, can you grab that link if they do want to just sign up for that for free? They can. The next impact, this impact, the first impact we had, the only way to get access to it is through this Christmas in July piece of it. So yay. And you also spoke, Suzanne, at our Impact conference last time and this time as well. But I'm going to share with you guys, here's Suzanne, how to master SEO and grow your online tutoring business through blogging. And so she talked about how blogging can help you be able to get students. And also, for those of you who aren't really into this whole idea of paid marketing, blogging is a great organic strategy to be able to attract your ideal client. And she shared some great tips inside of there for us to take away and be a part of, which is so, I'm so blessed and grateful that each of these people wants to continue to add value to this community. I think that's what's beautiful about our community. It's not filled with people who are like, well, if I share this, then they're just taking from me, right? It's more like, oh, wow, I get to learn from her and this person over here. And maybe I could add value one day and I could, be a speaker. And we had people who were asking, oh, can I speak at the next conference? And, it's so cool because people want to give back and be a part of that process, which is so cool. We also have Elaine Lingard, who's with us all the way from Ireland. Hello, Elaine.
Hello, ladies. How are you today?
Good. So tell everybody a little bit about yourself, Elaine.
Okay. I run Emerald Education Centre, which is an in-person centre over here in Ireland. I work with students here and online, so I have a nice hybrid model going here. I work with kids aged 5 all the way up to 16 or 17 years old, and I tutor maths and English.
I love it. And you attended our last Impact conference. It was the very first one that I held. What was your thoughts as you went through it?
It was amazing. I think I stayed online for the duration of every single day. I was walking around with my phone and my headphones in and sort of just taking it out to answer the kids. My children are like, what are you listening to, Mum? But it was amazing. And I think what everyone else has said about the buzz that was going on in the chat box as well was just amazing. Every single speaker was very, very interesting to listen to. Every single person added value to my business and many other people's businesses. And I don't think there's many conferences that I've attended online that I could say that about, that every single speaker was relevant.
Yes. Yeah, they all had a different piece and an aspect that could really be useful for tutors, and it's not going to be any different with Impact 2. It's even more explosive and amazing. So incredible value from Impact 1, which you can get through this Christmas and July special, and then our Impact 2 is just going to be as incredible. So any other last words that you guys want to say about the first Impact?
I'll just add that while the presenters were speaking, the conversations going on in the chat box, everyone was so supportive and reaching out and helping each other and adding in their comments on what was going on. And it was just amazing. It was a fantastic experience.
I love it. I'm so glad that you guys were able to get so much value out of it. And I had a lot of people who were just like, oh my gosh, like this is so incredible. This is so amazing. Thank you so much. And guess what, you guys? We give away free prizes during our conferences. So when you get the replays for Impact One, you won't get the replays for you won't get prizes there. But coming up July 15th to the 17th, we are gonna have prizes. Tutorbird is sponsoring the event again, and they are giving away a 1-year subscription every single day of the conference. And I am going to be giving away books, t-shirts, awesome stuff, and I can't wait. I'm so excited. We're all ready to go to be able to add a ton of value for you guys when it comes to this event. So, let's take a look and see who is speaking. And then you guys, you get to see the reactions from our people that attended the first impact and see what their thoughts are. All right, so here we go. This is the big reveal of our Impact Conference, July 15th to the 17th. Hasn't happened yet. A lot of the people have already spoken, and you're going to be able to get access to them immediately. What? I know. So incredible. All right, so I'm going to be talking about 5 surefire ways to network with other tutors. Because honestly, I got to tell you, being able to network with other tutors is such an incredible way to be able to get students. How many of you guys have gotten that are on the stage right now? How many of you guys have gotten a referral from another tutor to work with a student? Raise your hand. Awesome. Look at that. 4 of us have. So this is so huge, you guys. This is such a great strategy. And I'm going to be teaching you those 5 surefire ways. This one, you guys, blew my mind away. This is Mike Jesowick, and he gives us the roadmap to tax minimization for tutors. He takes a look at somebody who is making $200,000 a year, owes $30,000 in taxes, and brings it all the way down to $3,000 that they owe in taxes. If you don't want the answers to how he did that, then, cool. I respect. But you definitely want to check that out because it's so huge. This one is US based, right? So that might not specifically, if you're in another country, be the best program for you. But a lot of the tax laws that we have in the US, you'll find that there are some similar things in place for businesses in other countries. So it can get your mind thinking about, okay, am I taking advantage of all of the tax exemptions that I can be taking advantage of? Then you're going to learn, how can you use a virtual assistant to give you back your time? Have you gotten to the point in your business where you are working so hard on your business that you're like, okay, honestly, like I don't know how I could take on more stuff. But as soon as you start thinking about like, what am I doing? What should I be doing? And what should I be giving to somebody else to do? And you hire a virtual assistant to do those things for you, it gives you that opportunity to give you back some of that time and some of your sanity. We have John Narrow, who is going to be live with us, who's going to be communicating unique values to attract more tutoring clients. We've got Laurent, who's going to be talking about scaling your tutoring business by working with groups. Sean McCormick, we actually just changed the name of his. His is all about how to get more students for your tutoring business. Suzanne is speaking again. And she's talking about to stop procrastinating and turning your tutoring lessons into tasty content. I love this. It was like content you already have. How could you use that to be able to get the word out there about what you do? How beautiful is that? It's not even like you have to necessarily like recreate the wheel. It's how do you take what you already have to be able to create value so that people know the value you have. We've got Jessica Pizzol, who is going to demystify and de-stress by taking that digital clutter and getting it out the door. A lot of us don't think about how digital clutter can slow down our computers. And when it comes to our tutoring business, it really can slow things down. So she's going to share all about how can I declutter my computer so that it can work better for me. Katie Walker is going to be with us, and she's going to share 10 reasons why you need to start using Google Classroom. Google Classroom is a great tool. It's free for us to be able to use, and she's got some awesome strategies that are going to help you with being able to use it better. Ryan is going to be speaking about how to show up, 3 ways how to overcome shame and fear when marketing in your business. And this is something that a lot of us don't even talk about, right? This gets down a little bit deeper for people, because how many of you guys felt in the beginning kind of nervous to share what you were doing in your tutoring business? Anybody nervous? Were you nervous about how other people would view you? Yeah, me too. Well, he's going to share different strategies that are going to help you overcome that. And my dear friend, Michael Gibbon. Oh my gosh, I love Michael Gibbon, you guys. He's so cool. He's going to be talking about 5 must haves to lead your successful tutoring business. And how do you lead in the different stages of your business? We've got Gemma, who is actually traveling the world right now as a tutor. So you're going to get to hear about her experience. We've got Wendy, who is going to, she actually travels on the road all over the United States in an RV. She's going to share, hey, what do you need to know before you go traveling and tutoring while you're on the road? And then we've got Jennifer Trepic, rhymes with epic. I'll never forget that. Um, and she's going to share what are some contemporary networking strategies that you can use to network with other people that can help you with getting more students. We've got Jessica Coulter. She's going to be talking about how to help teens who don't know how to learn. Patricia Underwood is she's got the coolest strategy. I just wanted to like dump inside of her head and be like, could I just like take a download of your brain and put it here? This lady has so many incredible strategies. She has created the Happy Habits method to support student progress and have more fun while you're at it. And so she really, what she talked about is it's very psychological. And how do you get kids ready to learn before your session? Her strategies were off the charts. You definitely want to see this. You do not want to miss it. We have Jocelyn Ring, who's going to show you how to uncover your uniqueness. Vince Warnick is going to talk about NFTs and how they can help you connect more deeply with your audience. Tammy is going to be talking about how to show up for your online tutoring business. Dana is going to be talking about uncovering your superpowers. We got Tutor Bird, who's showing on up again. Guess what, guys? New features on Tutorbird. They completely did a rework there that's in beta right now. So the next 2 to 3 months they're in beta, and they have a few people who are on their beta that are actually trying it and utilizing it. When they were showing it to me, I was like, I didn't even know that had this feature or that feature. This is so the way that they have organized it now not only makes it beautiful as an app on your phone, but so much easier to be able to run your tutoring business. So if you've ever felt like you were kind of getting a little bit lost with how do I do this or how do I do that, they have totally cleaned it up. So everything is really easy to find and they walk you through everything. You do not want to miss this, you guys. Then we've got Doug. Oh my gosh, Doug. I was gonna see if I had his book here. Because I just bought his book, which is absolutely incredible. It's called Think Simple, Win Big. I'm going to be giving some of these books away. And he talks about his financial struggle and how he moved into financial success. So I love getting people to think big, right? And he's got some amazing strategies to do that. And then we have Maria Geffer from our community who's going to be talking about how you can rise to the top and help your students with the admissions process for getting into college and really setting them up for success as they go through the process of their high school journey and like what steps they need to take as they go through that journey so that they can be set up for success by the time they are a senior. And their senior year, they can kind of take off and not stress because it's all taken care of and they've already put all those pieces in place. All right, you guys. So I can't wait. Like, you guys haven't attended this yet. You haven't seen it yet. But what are your thoughts as you take a look at those different speakers that are going to be there at Impact 2?
I'm
Nobody wants to jump
thinking,
on everybody else.
yeah, I am thinking, I need another day off because for the first impact, that's exactly what I did. I probably had, might have been probably one, maybe two, but it was practically a day off. Where I said, okay, this is going to be my day. So I really rewarded myself with that day to attend impact. So I am saying to myself, yes, it is another day off for me. I
Yes.
can't wait. I really can't wait because it's really not just about the tutoring aspect of it, but that all round aspect about the me so I can give to you and showing up and always showing up in a positive way.
You know what? It I even like after the conference, I got to tell you, did any of you after the first one, did you like find that your energy increased and you were more enthusiastic and excited about the business that you had? That's exactly how I was like I was teaching a jazzercise class the next
The
day.
very next day, Joanne, here's what happened. I stood up to teach my class after impact. So it was that. And normally I might probably be dressed from up here, but down here would probably be a home short or something like that, a home shorts. And I started, I think I even wore a shoe on that particular day to my online class. So yes, I was totally, totally energized.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. I was so energized when I was teaching the class. The person who owns the facility came on in. She's like, "Joanne, you were on fire today." And I swear to God, she has never said that before. So I was like, okay, that has got to be the 5 days that I just had of impact and just like being like amped up and motivated, inspired by each of these speakers because they were so incredible. What else are some of the thoughts that you guys have, Suzanne, Elaine, Beth, about what's up to
I
come?
thought I need to look at the videos ahead of time and start taking notes. I'm really excited about Jessica's with digital declutter because my computer is so
Yes.
slow and it
Yeah.
affects my business so much because it's so slow.
Right.
So things like that, the presentation about taxes, I'm really excited about that. Finding your superpower and Katie's with Google Classroom. I'm a huge fan of Google Classroom, so I really want to see what she can show us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've jotted down while you were showing them. I jotted down the ones that I thought, yeah, I can't wait to see this. I'm definitely interested in looking at the virtual assistant one, scaling business. Definitely going to tune in for Suzanne's tasty content one. That sounds really, really good. And again, I agree with you with the digital decluttering. My goodness, we could all benefit from that, I think. That sounds like a fantastic one. And 2 speakers on showing up and getting over your fear, etc., and helping teens know how to learn. I think that one's going to be really interesting too. Oh, I'm excited already. I can't wait.
I know, it's so exciting. And like you said, Suzanne, like you already can start diving into some of these because they're up. I have like 15 speakers who are already recorded and ready to go for you guys to already start digging on into if you want to. Um, but just know, like with all of these things that you get with the Christmas in July special, total value $6,770, only $197. That's like the price of 2 courses and you get 8 along with the conferences. Like that's unbelievable value, over 97%, off. Just absolutely incredible, incredible value for you to be able to take advantage of. It does expire next Friday at midnight, and you get access to all this great stuff. So it's so exciting. So if you want to see it again, like I'll just show you really quick, you guys. We've got our all access pack. Impact 2 conference, July 15th to the 17th, with all of the replays available. So even the ones that are only speaking live at the conference, you're going to have access to them as well. They're just going to be recorded during the conference, but a lot of them are already up and ready to go. The first Impact conference, the only place where you can actually access that is through this bundle. You cannot access it anywhere else. You've got the highly successful tutor habits, from values to profit, filling your daytime hours with homeschool students, manifesting your dream life in your business, social proof strategies, storytelling workshop, community influencer, and increasing your confidence, all for just one price of $197. And you can access that starting today, but the doors will close next Friday. So you definitely want to take advantage of that. Every time I show this to Beth is like, every time I show her when I have one of these things, she's like, oh my God, like, how does you keep making it better and better? Like, how do you do that?
Yeah, for real. Yeah. Every time it's like the value is just out of this world. It's wild. And also I love how intentionally you choose the courses, because they all work together. I hope everyone understands that these are not all of the courses that you have. You have over 90 courses. You specifically choose these courses because they work so well together. And I love seeing the journey that like people can go through as they work through this bundle. And, you know, what I really love about some of these courses is, there's one in there specifically that I'm like, oh, I need to go back and look at a lot of those videos. I think it's the Dream Big one. And
Yes.
then there's one other one as well. But yeah. It's just, it blows my mind every single, I even know it's coming every July, and it still surprises me. So, and then with Impact too, my goodness, with the addition
Yes.
of Impact, like what? So
And right now, if you purchase the replays for Impact, it's, you can get them at the 50% off. You can get them at $48 ahead of time. So if you're looking at all of this, you're like, you know what? I don't really want all of that. I just want Impact, and you just want those replays for that one. You can just sign up on the registration page for Impact. You can go to onlinetutorcoach.com/impact, all lowercase -2, and you can get just that at $48 right now. But that price will be going up as soon as the conference starts. It goes on up to $97, and then after the conference, it will go up to $197. So you want to get in early on that to be able to grab it. But I think, like, if you want the best offer, the best deal, this is it here. I've had people ask me, Joanne, will you ever include Jumpstart in this, or Reading Interventionist? Absolutely not. And those two things will never be in one of my bundles, and here's why. There's a live component to those two programs, and that's not something that I can sell just as a course for you to go in on your own. To do Jumpstart without the coaches would not be the best move. So I do not offer those courses inside of my bundles. So the prices that you see for those courses, whenever you see them, those are the prices of those courses. You'll never see them at a lower price. These are courses that I have created through time, and have found that they added value to my community as they went through them. So it's totally a really great value as we go through it. People have asked me the question of how long will it last? It will last until next Friday. How many do you have? 50. I'm only selling 50 of the bundle. So if you want access to the bundle, like, the earlier you order, you can guarantee that you are going to get it. So you don't want to necessarily wait until the very last day to get the bundle.
So I was talking to somebody in the comments about this. I completely misunderstood your question. I apologize. You can get into Impact. There's not a 50 seat limit for Impact. No. There's a 50 seat limit for the bundle, or 50, yes. Limit for the bundle. So correct. That is the answer to your question. I apologize. I misunderstood. So glad we cleared that up for you.
We have unlimited seating for Impact. You do get to attend for free. If you would like to attend for free, you absolutely can. We'd love to be able to have you. or if you want to purchase the replay separately and you don't want the bundle, that's fine. But I mean, why wouldn't you take the bundle? I mean, the bundle has so much value inside of it. Even if you can't consume it all now, like people ask the question, well, I'm really busy this summer. I can't go through all this stuff this summer. Nobody would be able to go through all of this stuff in one summer. Think about this as like your one, like 1 year. Like you could take 1 year to kind of go through, process this information. You have access to it for as long as I have the same systems and everything in place. So it will never be taken away from you. So just know that. But you also don't want to sit too long on it. Like I wouldn't say like don't wait 2 years before you go on into a program, because I do want you guys to know that sometimes some information is evergreen and some information is not evergreen, right? I had somebody one time, they're like, Joanne, I would like access to the first Tutorpreneur program you ever did. I said, oh, no, you don't. No, you really don't. Like what was relevant then is not relevant today. So you don't want access to that. You want to be part of Jumpstart. You want to be part of the Insider Secrets Club because that's where the most relevant information is, right? So these courses were created in a timely manner. You're not looking at things that I created 5-10 years ago, right? You're looking at products that I have created recently that you can access, and all of the content you'll be able to start applying to your business. So thank you guys so much for sharing your experience with us. We loved being able to have you and hear your voices, and I always love seeing your faces. So yay! And everybody enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, you guys.